Hey friends, Elizabeth here from Plant-Based Bride, back again with another video, and today is the highly anticipated, highly requested flip through of my last completed bullet journal. So this is the bullet journal that I set up in August in this stunning blue velvet whale notebook from Notebook Therapy. I have an affiliate code with them, so you can use PBB10 for 10% off your purchase. And the vast majority of these spreads are going to be familiar to you because almost every single one of them was created on camera, included in videos from August to December. But I know that y'all love to see the final flip through when all the spreads are filled in and used. So that is what this video is. I'll link some playlists in the description box if you want to see the individual monthly setups or the new bullet journal setup where I did the initial yearly spreads. So if there's any one of these spreads that you want to recreate and you want to see how it was done, you can check out the playlist down below. As you can see, my future log is not really filled in because I wasn't going anywhere or doing anything. I got some use out of my Patreon tracker. My video Kanban board looks empty because I've gotten rid of all my little video cards since I completed all the videos, but you should have seen it mid-Plantmas. It was absolute chaos. Here I have my filled in want, need, and waiting on spreads. As you can see, I used these quite a bit. Then we have my period tracker and my date night spread. As I've explained before, for my period tracker, I circle the day of ovulation. I do gold dots on top of the black daily dots for days that I'm on my period. And then the X's indicate symptoms that I'm wanting to track. The date night spread is a little sad. We did our best to have indoor dates during lockdown, but as you can see, we got a little repetitive. There is only so much you can do in a small apartment in the city while staying inside, but we did do our best. Next is my reading tracker spread where I made these little library cards for all the books I was reading. I loved the spread so much. It was so fun to use, all the nostalgia. I should probably find a way to incorporate library cards into my reading journal, now that I have a journal specifically for reading spreads. Next, I have my little brain dump spread or master to-do list, sort of. And I also have this little spread, which you won't have seen before, which I created after y'all had voted for the name that you wanted to give my new bullet journal. And Little Blue was the winner. So I made this cute little page in honor of my bullet journal's name. So here we're getting into the September spreads. I really liked this theme. It was a nice, calming one. I love this color of deep olive green. As you can see, the weeklies that I did later in the month were a little bit simpler. I decided not to add the trees in the corner, but just stuck with the green border along the top and then the gold stamps. I really like how this looks. It adds that little pop of color. It ties these spreads in with the rest of the theme for September. But it's a lot faster to do, which is nice because once I get into my weeklies, I'm typically not thinking about doing anything overly artistic or pretty. I'm just trying to keep my head on straight and stay organized and get all the work done that I have to get done. So now we're moving into my October spreads, and oh my goodness, I loved this theme so much. This one was a time-consuming theme, but just such a fun vibe, and I really enjoyed the spookiness. This spread was set up during a BuJo babble, so that was kind of a fun extra spread. And as you can see, getting into the final weeklies for the month, they are, again, a little bit simpler. They still have some of those same artistic elements, but while I sketched out some more bones and organs to include on these spreads, I just ended up running out of time and prioritizing other work that had to get done rather than finishing those drawings, which is kind of too bad because I think they would look really cool, but it also happens sometimes. It's okay to have spreads where you've sketched something in pencil and then you never ended up having the time to ink it. Flipping over to my November spreads, the cozy, bookish theme. This was another fun one. This one just really made me feel very ready for winter and the coziness and the hibernation vibes. And of course, the iconic weekly spread that's a book within a book. My first time cutting my pages in my bullet journal, I feel like these weeklies will forever go down in history as a significant moment in my own personal development as a human being and a bullet journaler. If this is your first time watching any of my videos and you're unfamiliar with the weekly spread that I use, it's called the Rolling Weekly and it's based on the Alistair method. I will link my video where I explain how it works and how to set it up, how to use it in detail in the cards and also in the description box if you want to learn more, because as you'll notice, every single weekly in this bullet journal follows the same layout. And now we're getting into December, the final month that I included in this bullet journal. And this was a fun theme that I really enjoyed, a Goodnight 2020 with a bit of a moonrise vibe. It was also the first time that I tried creating tabs for my weeklies and fell absolutely in love with it. And the last page of my December spreads here. Now we're moving on to some of the random spreads that I have at the end of my notebook. So here's a messy, incomplete spread that I used during Plantmas to try to not have a total breakdown from the chaos. And after that is my end of year review, which I made a video on during Plantmas. So I filled in my answers to those questions. Then I have my Themes of 2020 spread, which was also a video from Plantmas if you want to see the process. I have some blank pages left at the back of this notebook, and I do have plans for them. I have actually been thinking, now that I have a dedicated reading journal, I'm feeling kind of sad that I didn't think to do this last year when I started back into reading in a big way. So my plan is to use the last couple blank pages to create a spread for each month of 2020 and just include a couple things about the books I read, maybe include the cover of whatever my favorite book was that month, maybe include a couple fun quotes or some stats. So that is my plan. I haven't done it yet because I feel like I have no free time. Here I have my Goodbye or Good Riddance 2020 spread. This is a spread I created in a live stream with my patrons, and they helped me decide on color scheme and the frame and final details and everything. And it was really fun to have that collaborative effort together. Flipping to the back of my notebook, I have my post-it graveyard, as I always do, though this one is not quite so overwhelming as in my last bullet journal. So that's it. That's the flip through of my last bullet journal. I hope you enjoyed seeing the spreads after the pen, seeing how I used them. I would love to know what your favorite spread is from this completed bullet journal. I feel like mine is a tie between my October cover page, which is one of my favorite cover pages I've ever made, and my November weekly spreads, the book within a book, because that was just so revolutionary for me as a creative person to realize I could cut pages and everything would be fine. It opened up a brand new world for me. So those are my two favorites, but I would love to know which one stands out to you most. Is there one that you want to recreate? Let me know in the comments. And with that, I'm going to get going. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it and subscribe if you haven't already. We are starting to creep so close to 100,000 subscribers, so help make this Canadian's dreams come true and hit that subscribe button. Before I go, I do want to take a moment to thank my patrons for their support. Extra special thanks to our newest patrons, Sarah, Carrie, Kendra, Daniela, Mia, Amanda, Evie, Tammy, Kelly, and Lara. Welcome all of you to the squad. We are so excited to have you. If you at home want to join the squad, feel free. There's a link in the card and in the description box down below. And with that, I'm going to get going. Thank you so much for joining me for this video, and I'll see you really soon in my next one. Bye, friends.